Sup, you chuckle fucks? It's your boy, Dark Raikou here with What If Issei was a stray Shinigami. Now, before I continue on with this What If, I want to say, yes, this is going to be the 600 special. I will try to do it as a one-shot. Maybe I probably can't, but not the point. Let me shut the fuck up and begin into this What If, and let me begin, okay? I might have to go somewhere, so I probably will cut it off short, but I hope not. Let me begin into this What If, okay? I don't want to explain it, but yeah. Pretty much, nah, never mind. I'm not gonna explain it right now. Fuck it, let me just begin, okay? So we begin into mostly a battle between the white one versus the red one. The red one was actually pretty much losing. It's none other than the Red Dragon Emperor. Well, mostly also known as Issei. But of course the white one was pretty much stronger. Well, she's way much stronger because she is the White Dragon Empress, but she's also a descendant of Lucifer, making her a half-half. But yeah, because she's also human, but not the point. And she's also, well, yeah, has the White Dragon. Mostly the White Dragon Emperor, but she's an Empress, but not the point. Of course, well, she's flying up in the air, laughing at what's called Issei. Well, trying to act cocky so Issei would get angrier or get stronger or whatever. This is actually happening during the, what's it called, well, kind of alliance. The three factions alliance. Of course, well, she is trying to make Issei get angry, rage, or even fight her to the freaking death. Which is not happening, but yeah. It's making her very upset from the fact that mostly Issei won't fight at his fullest. Won't start trying. Mostly he is. It looks like he is. But is he really though? He has darkness covering, well, mostly he has this darkness within him that won't let him fully fight. He feels like he doesn't need to fight because, well, he feels kind of saddened. It's not because of Rainer's killing him of his death, but something else. Something else is stopping him from going full power and beating the shit of this bitch. And of course, just because she's annoying as hell. But of course, it's not because of his master, it's not because of his friends. It's something else much more deeper than that. But of course, the red one has fell down to the ground even if he uses the sword. He was using the Dragon Slayer sword to actually cut her, but of course it never hit her. Which, she thought it was just because he's just a bad swing of mostly like swordsmanship. Like he wasn't good at it. But that is not the case. No one knows this, but mostly some people who actually knows him closer, he's actually pretty good at using a sword. Mostly the only people that will actually know about him being good at a sword is just one certain brunette hair girl, who is not actually a part of the supernatural. Well, she is, but she's not right now with the three kind of factions. She's not actually part of the factions. She's the only one that actually knows about Issei's true strength with a sword. But she's not here right now. So of course, mostly no one else knows about his true strength. This is where, well, we go back into the white one. The white one is screaming at Issei to fight back. But of course, Issei fell down to the ground. Of course, Issei tries to get up, but he was already too weak, too tired. Mostly that's what Dietrich is saying. Dietrich is saying, partner, are you okay? Partner. This is where, well, mostly Issei is right now on the ground. This is where, well, he can't get up. This is where, well, mostly Dietrich says, partner, are you okay? Partner. This is where, well, mostly Dietrich is calling out Issei's name. But Issei isn't actually paying attention toward Dietrich. No, he's actually paying attention to the sky. It's so blue, in his opinion. So blue and bright. Because yes, the sun is kind of hitting. Doesn't work well. He just says, huh, so beautiful. The bluish sky, the light. How am I going supposed to win? I'm not a hero. I'm really not a hero. He said, but was closing his eyes until mostly he remembers someone. Someone says, yo, Issei, wake up. This is where, well, mostly it was a voice like a child, mostly waking him up. But this is where when Issei wake up his eyes, he's no longer in his teenager kind of form, his teenager kind of body. But instead, he looks like to be somewhere around like either 10 or even like probably somewhere around where he's like 9, 10, 11 or something. This is where, well, it was a shorter version of Issei being around him having kind of like longish brownish hair. Well, at the same time, it's the same, but a little bit spikier. This is where, well, he had kind of like these golden, well, not golden, mostly, they weren't golden brown, they were actually a dark silver color, which mostly confused a lot of people because, well, mostly he had dark silver eyes instead of any normal type of similar color for being a normal human. But he wasn't a normal human. Where he was at was not the human world. No, 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 no. It was actually his past. But this is where, well, mostly when he looks to the side, he sees a girl and a guy. Mostly a guy who has kind of like whitish hair and of course bluish eyes. This is where, well, he basically had a kind of like male kimono wearing, kind of, it was green and other things. This is where, well, he was just sighing at the fact that he sees Issei right now just like seems to be sleeping under a tree. This is where, well, mostly the girl next to him is a girl with beautiful whitish skin, of course bluish eyes, crystallized blue eyes that kind of reminds him of the sky, and of course beautiful white hair that a little reminds him of like the light from his darkness. But this is where, well, she smiles and says, "Issei, idiot, come on, Baka, we gotta go to the store. You know what we have to do? We gotta go buy something for Toshiro here." This is where, well, she then said the boy's name, the boy next to him. This is where, well, Toshiro grumbles and says, "I don't want to go. Why do I have to go? I don't care. Let's just go home or something. I'm bored." This is where, well, we'll see Issei is sweatshopping at this sight, but also feeling very saddened. Very saddened. Seeing the girl made him really sad. Really sad. Like he wanted to just give up on life. But this is where, well, mostly the girl mostly was called Rayton from Toshiro. Toshiro says, "Oh, come on, Rayton. You know Issei is not gonna come. That idiot usually, well, not idiot, mostly he just says that Baka usually wants to just sleep all around and lays around." This is what, well, mostly Rayton says, "Oh, come on. It's better than doing nothing. Besides, you two just want to train to become stronger. You two are much more prodigy than I am. How was you two able to have a Zanpakuto so early on? Besides, I'm just angry how you two have a Zanpakuto much earlier than I do." This is where, well, she screams in very annoyment at both Toshiro and Issei. Issei kind of just sees this, and this is where, well, he remembers something next to him, like a sword being right next to him. This is where, well, when he looks down, he sees a black katana right now strapped next to him. This is where, well, he remembers the black katana. He remembers the name also. But this is where, well, he looks saddened, darkness, depressing. This is where, well, the sword, it seems to be calling out to him, mostly giving out this darkness energy. But the other two don't notice. This is where, well, Toshiro also does have a sword, but it's in the back of him because he can't really be able to kind of grab it fully because it's too long. So with this is where, well, he kind of has to wear it in the back because he kind of is small like a child. This is where, well, the girl whose name Rayton doesn't seem to have a Zanpakuto, but she seems to have such a powerful light aura around her. This is where, well, mostly Toshiro is kind of just like grumbling from this girl, and of course, where, well, Rayton is getting angry at Toshiro just grumbling at her, and she just wants to beat the shit out of Toshiro. This is where, well, Issei, on the other hand, he's just feeling more darkness. This is where, well, before he can fully be consumed by darkness and be actually called out by his none other than his old Zanpakuto, the girl actually appears. The girl with whitish hair, of course, giving him a hand and says, "Come on, let's just go. Besides, we gotta get a cake for him. He's just a lonely little kid who we found a while ago." This is where she said with a very cheekily kind of grin. This is where Toshiro scoffs and gets angry and says, "Why you?" This is where, well, mostly Issei saw that hand. He didn't really want to reach for it, but this is where the girl grabbed his own hand and pulled him up, saying, "Come on, Issei. Don't be lazy." "Why are you always lazy? Come on." This is where, well, she started pulling Issei. Issei didn't want to go, but for some reason he felt happy, very happy, for her just to pull him around. It felt like he missed this. He missed her a lot. He wanted to protect her, but of course he couldn't. He remembers all of it. This is where, well, it changed mostly the sudden image just changed into mostly him, but a little bit older, being a little bit like 11 or something. Right now, having someone in his arms. Right now, he's crying and just tears of anger, rage, and just madness. This is where, well, darkness is consuming him. Nothing but in rage. The person that he was holding was none other than Rayton, who was just kind of giving her Zanpakuto to him, saying, "Take it. I'm already dying, Issei. So sorry I couldn't be with you. This is where, well, mostly Issei was crying in anger, rage, annoyment. But this is where, well, someone put a hand on his, like, shoulder, and it was none other than Toshiro. This is where Toshiro says, she's already dead. This is where, well, Issei screamed at him, saying, no, she's not dead. This is where Issei was in rage. There was nothing but consuming darkness around him. His Zanpakuto was reacting to his emotions. This is where, well, Toshiro sighs and says, well, she's already dead. This is where Toshiro dropped a small tear, but Issei didn't notice this. Not that he didn't notice this when he was there before, but now that he was just a ghost, an older ghost spirit, looking at this situation, he did see how Toshiro was crying. Even though Toshiro never showed that many emotions, he knows that Toshiro also felt kind of like saddened from the fact that Reiten died. They were on a mission because they were actually suspected to be quite prodigies. But of course, this mission went backfire himself. This is where, well, Issei just was saddened. Of course, this is where, well, darkness around him was still consuming him. This is where, well, Issei says, I'm so sorry, Kuro, for, well, neglecting you. This is where, well, he says a name, and this is where the darkness started just going around him fully. This is where, well, Issei says, I will accept my Shinigami past then. This is where, well, the darkness fully consumed him, and he just disappeared. This is where, well, we go back into the outside. There were some people watching this and wanting to see if how strong the Red Dragon Emperor was, and he wasn't even that strong in their opinion, because he was actually able to be defeated by Valerie. Not even being able to go full power, she was actually quite disappointed. She actually wanted to leave, just because Issei was quite disappointed that she ever expected. And then again, he was just a human from the very beginning when he got reincarnated. But yeah. But this is where, well, something happens. Issei stood up, and of course, the sacred gear, mostly the balance breaker, just disappeared from his body. Mostly was confusing in why he turned it off. And of course, even Dietrich was confused. But this is where Issei kind of grabbed something from his, like, pocket. He decides to pull out something, and it was none other than, like, this rabbit stick kind of candy or whatever. Issei said, it's been a while, Kon. Hope you actually can take care of my body. This is where, well, mostly Issei just, like, presses the rabbit head, and this is where it popped out like a kind of like little green ball, and he just swallowed it. And this is where, well, something happens. Smoke right now exploded around Issei, thinking that Issei was powering up. But this is where, well, when Issei opened his eyes, he was just like wondering, wait, where the fuck am I? Huh? Why am I in Issei's body? This is where Issei kind of talked out loud. Right now, mostly everyone's confused. Even the people who were watching from further away, they were confused. Mostly the people who were far away was kind of part of the same group that was for Valerie. But there was other people that wasn't even a part of the group from Valerie or the three factions. This is where, well, they were watching and confused and why Issei was screaming like that. Like an idiot. Like if he just got amnesia from the attack. This is where Dietrich says, partner, are you okay? This is where, well, the person said, what the fuck did I get an arm? What the hell? Huh? What? Huh? What? This is where Dietrich is trying to calm down his partner. This is where, well, Dietrich says, Issei, are you okay? Issei? I'm not Issei. I'm a modified soul. The name's Kon. This is where, well, we'll see Dietrich says, Kon? What? But your soul... Wait a minute. You are... What the hell? Your soul is different from a normal human soul. Where's Issei? That's what I would like to know. This is where, well, mostly Valerie was confused. What? Kon? Huh? Wait, I thought his name was Kon. Wait, what? Issei? Huh? This is where, well, mostly someone was like right behind her. This is where, well, the person said, yes, that is Kon. This is where, well, mostly Valerie was shocked into hearing a voice behind her. She jumped away in an instant, flying away, until she noticed Issei standing there and, well, mostly behind her. And this is where, well, he has two swords strapped next to him. One sword completely black, while the other sword was completely white. His outfit was completely different. It looked to be now into like a Shinigami outfit, but it was kind of darkness. It looked like a darkness Shinigami outfit. But yeah, if you want to think about it, it kind of looked like, what's it called, Ichigo's Fullbringer kind of outfit when he was training the Fullbringer arc. You know, wait. This outfit, it kind of looked like this, but not the point. I think they call it a Hagori or whatever the hell it's called, whatever. But this is where, well, mostly Issei was just standing there without a care in the world. He was just standing there without wings. He didn't even need to fly using wings. This is where, well, mostly Issei was just looking at Valerie with such an emotionless look that right now it startled Valerie. Valerie was confused. There's one Issei wearing this outfit that kind of just looked like darkness, just covering his body. And then there's the other one that's kind of saying that his name is Kona and not Issei. This is where Dietrich was confused. He also saw Issei up there. He was confused. What is happening? This is where, well, Issei looks at Valerie with most of these emotional looked eyes. Even it startled Dietrich. Some of the faction leaders were seeing this in confusement. Asa was actually more interesting. He, for some reason, saw this before. He's seen this before, but he doesn't know where. He's trying to think, but not the point. Everyone else is confused. This is where, well, mostly Rias noticed that she does not have a connection to the Issei that's up in the air. She has a connection towards Issei on the ground, mostly the one who's saying he's Cone, but she's confused. Yes, the evil pieces cannot really affect mostly a Soul Reaper. They will not be able to transform into a devil because they're already dead. And Issei is no exception to that. He might have been in a, what's it called, a body, a Gigai, but that's not the point here or there. Mostly a Giga that can age, but that's not the point here or there. This is where, well, the person that's up in the air looks to be around to be 17 also. This is where, well, mostly Valerie's confused. She's kind of just looking at Issei confusedly. Until Issei literally just blinked out of air, mostly just blinked away from Valerie and appeared behind her. But this time he has his sword drawn out, mostly the right sword. This is where, well, he has it drawn out, and of course, where, well, it's just a pure black blade that's actually kind of, well, appeared. This is where, well, Valerie was confused until Issei says, wow, you couldn't even react to that slash. I thought you were supposed to be much more superior than me. This is where Valerie was confused until a huge slash appears on her chest. This is where, well, she widened her eyes. She flied up in the air pretty high, pretty also fast. This is where she's confused. This Issei is no longer the same. This person, no. Is he Issei? What is happening? She's confused. He's floating up in the air like he's flying up in the air without wings, making him an unknown being. Of course, she can't sense him. Without Dietrich's magic impulse to kind of be sensing the other one pretty easily, the red and white one, they have a connection. Issei doesn't. This Issei does not have a connection from the red one, no more. It's like if he separate his human body to right now become a soul entirely. And it's just harder to find his aura. And basically just the Red Dragon aura no more. This is where, well, it just makes it much more difficult to pinpoint. This is where, well, people are watching this. This is where, well, some people got interested from Issei's now new appearance. He said, why do you run away? I thought you wanted a battle. I thought you wanted this battle to the death. So like habits, don't run away from me. This is where, well, we'll see Issei said with such an emotionless tone of voice. But it was at the same time very murderous, the instinct to kill, the instinct to murder. No longer being right now tied down by human emotions. This is what a true warrior is. A true warrior does not care about mostly emotions. A true warrior will be able to turn off those emotions of happiness. Will now turn into a blood murderer. This is where, well, Issei says, so put up your sword and fight me. This is where Valerie does not have a sword, but she did manage to summon a sword out of nowhere. Mostly this like blackish sword. Even though she's not good at using swords, she just decided to want to fight him. Well, it wasn't black, it was white. White and blue. It had a kind of like dragon handle, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly Valerie says, really? So you want to fight me? Let's do it! This is where, well, mostly Issei right now blocks the sword strike from Valerie. This is where Issei says, pathetic. Issei struck her in the stomach, but just kicking her so hard that it just shattered the armor entirely. She coughed up some blood in this where, well, she fell down to the ground. She right now managed to reform back into balance breaker, but this is where, well, mostly reform the armor, but she was confused. How did one kick manage to destroy her armor? That kick was feeling much more powerful, the pressure of it. Mostly Albion managed to notice, but he was confused. Since he did not use magic, Issei did not use magic. This is where, well, Issei said one word. Shikai, release. Cougar. Yeah, not Kruger. Mostly, well, he didn't say Kruger, no. He says, Shikai, release, Kage. This is where, well, mostly darkness started seeping from the sword entirely. This is where, well, Issei says, ocean wave. This is where, well, he swings his sword down in an ocean, a tidal wave of pure darkness, was about to smash into Valerie. Valerie tries to use divine energy, mostly trying to divine the power from Issei, but it wouldn't work, because it's not made out of magic. No. not made out of magic. But still, even the power of dividing was not working on this because it needed to divide reality, not magic. But magic is not really a part of reality. So yeah. So pretty much it's two separate powers. This is where, well, mostly Valerie winded her eyes. She tries to just, well, fly through it because she wanted to just burst through it. But when she managed to burst through it, she came out mostly without any armor. She wonders what happened to the armor. But the armor was shattered in an instant thanks to the darkness. Issei appeared right in front of her and says, "Where do you think you're going? You don't have any armor. You're dead." This is where, well, Issei said with such emotional tone of, mostly emotional tone of voice, and his eyes were nothing but emotionless. This is where he had a hint of mostly instinct to kill. Valerie won her eyes. She also had mostly some of her clothes kind of stripped, which it was actually confusing. But this is where, well, she won her eyes realizing that she will die. This Issei is not the same. He has the instinct to kill. He's no longer this happy-go-lucky kid. Mostly the go-lucky happy kid is gone. It is now an emotionless killer who will kill in command he needs to do. This is where, well, Issei was about to swing his sword entirely towards Valerie until the barrier mostly, not barrier, mostly, well, he got attacked in an instant by, well, a kind of like pole, like a pole actually almost smashed into him. It was none other than Biku appearing saying, "Well, Valerie, you're looking great." This is where, well, he almost got froze entirely because someone else appeared, managing to kind of put a coat over what's it called, Valerie, and saying, "Are you okay?" Valerie nodded, saying, "Yes, I am." The girl with bluish hair kind of says, "Still, he's dangerous." This is where, well, Valerie nodded. Biku says, "Nah, he's not dangerous. He is nothing." This is where Issei appears right in front, saying, "You pissed me off so much. Die already, monkey." This is where, well, Issei literally disappears from Biku's view, but gave him so many cuts and slashes around his body. They were deep as hell. This is where Biku fell down to the ground, coughing up blood. Issei right now appears right in front with such an angry, annoyed expression. This is where, well, Issei kind of grabbed his sword and was about to grab the other sword that was next to him because he was in such a piss-off state of rage. He was about to grab it until he let go of it. He didn't fully unsheathe it, no. He unsheathed it for a little bit until he realized what he was doing. Then he lets go in an instant with a very horrified expression that he kind of almost gave. This is where, well, Issei was trembling from that kind of left hand. Mostly his left hand was the one touching the left sword. And of course, he felt like he shouldn't grab it. No, he got the instinct not to grab it. Mostly it was just because it gave him such bad memories. He didn't grab it. He instead just sheathed his right sword and just says, "Disappear from my sight." This is where, well, Issei said, "Without a care in the world." This is where, well, mostly both of the girls just nodded out of mostly just being afraid. But of course, a little bit turned on from mostly Issei being so ruthless. This is where, well, Valerie was a little bit turned on. Even the girl with bluish hair. This is where, well, Biku was just coughing up blood. Saying, "Help me, yeah." This is where, well, he was already just almost in the verge of death. This is where, well, Issei could have literally taken his body towards a, well, mostly a world called the Soul Society just because he's close to death, like, fuck it. He should have just definitely dragged his ass there. But then again, he can't go back. Not until what he done. The sins he has committed. No, he can't go back. This is where, well, mostly Issei kind of just starts walking away from them. He gets towards mostly the human body of his, and of course, it's actually next to the three factions. Right now, they're confused, and of course, Kon just explains that he's a modified soul that can be implanted into a Gigai just to take control of mostly the human body. Of course, he is kind of like stretching, popping some bones and saying, "Still, this body is so fucking tight." Pop, pop, pop. This is where, well, mostly Elsa was confused and actually wanted to talk about more. Modified soul? Gigai, what is that? Gigais are basically those that mostly Soul Reapers use. Again, to kind of, well, be in the human world because Soul Reapers cannot stay in the human world for too long in their Soul Reaper form. They're mostly having to be given Gigais. Of course, mostly some special person usually gives the Gigais. Or mostly a shady-ass person that we call Buckethead. Well, I like to call him that because, well, I came from him. Mostly as a modified soul. Issei-kun was mostly supposedly this word, well, before he can even fully talk, darkness covered his mouth in an instant. "Shut up, Kon. I don't want you to keep spoiling about my past life." This is where, well, mostly Kon nodded and saying, "Oh, it seems that you're finished." So what happened? This is where mostly Cone says. Issei kind of just looks at mostly Cone, then looks at Akano and says, Akano, can you make a stuffed lion? Mostly like a stuffed animal lion. This is where mostly Akano nodded. She created out of her magic, and this is where she says like this. It says it's good enough. This is where Issei right now hits his human body in a pressure point to kind of like spit out the like little green ball. This is where Cone was knocked the fuck out, but this is where Issei grabs the green ball, stuff it into the like lion piece, mostly the stuffed animal lion, and this is where Issei was back into his body in an instant. He just like puts it on like if he was like putting like on like a suit on. This is where like a jacket or like one of those toxic kind of yellow suits or whatever. When you go into whatever place to protect you, Issei puts that on, which made everyone very unweird. Like what the fuck? Issei went back into his normal body and just didn't say anything. This is where Issei just ignored all of them entirely. He gave such a cold-ass expression that he just didn't want to talk about anything. This is where, Cone was back into his lion form and saying, What? You asshole! Why couldn't you let me be in your body for a little bit? I wanted to just grab some pie. This is where, Issei scoffs and says, Shut up, Cone. This is where, Issei grabs Cone, and this is where, he just kind of is just walking away. Everyone is confused. The past life of Issei, what is it? This is where, no one knows. But everyone knows one thing. Issei is much more different. His aura is much more dangerous. Darkness does seep around him a little bit. But this is where, one person was the most confused. It was none other than Diedrich. Diedrich wanted answers, and he will get those answers from Issei. Either he has to fight him about it, or he would just ask him about it. This is where, Issei was walking away. Diedrich actually came out of nowhere and says, Hey, buddy, are you okay? This is where Issei ignores him entirely. Hey, come on, buddy, don't ignore me. I'm your best friend. Why are you ignoring your best friend? Issei sighs and says, What exactly do you want? Diedrich. This is where, Diedrich's heard the emotionless tone. And this is where, mostly Diedrich says, Oh, come on, buddy. I just want to figure out some things. What is it? So, I have noticed that power. What is it? Issei sighs. Take a deep breath and then sighs. And this is where Issei says, My Shinigami abilities. Why? What? Shinigami? Doesn't that mean just God of Death? Wait, are you saying you're related to Hades? No. Hell no. I'm not related to the damn skeleton. Issei said with a very annoyed tone. This is what, mostly Diedrich says, How do you know he's a skeleton? I know he's all that shit, but still. How do you know he's a skeleton? Issei says, Cuz, I've seen him before. This is where, mostly Diedrich says, When? I can't even find the memories that you have seen him in your human life. Issei says, Because I never saw him on my human life. I saw him when I was a younger Shinigami. This is where, mostly Issei right now was getting angry with Diedrich, kind of just pissing him off. This is where, Diedrich says, Younger Shinigami life? What are you talking about? Issei growls with a very frustrating look, and this is where, Issei sighs and says, Never mind, I'm not going to explain it to you. You're just going to start pissing me off more. This is where Diedrich says, Come on, Issei, I want to know. Please, just tell me. This is where Issei sighs. Fine, if you want to know the whole freaking story of my life. I am not a human. I was never born to be a normal human. I died at the age... I don't fucking know how I died. But I was sent to the human... Well, not human. Mostly the Soul Reaper world. The Soul Society. I was born there... Well, I think I was born as a Soul Reaper. Well, as a soul. Or I died in a different world. I can't remember. This is where Issei says, Those who died before cannot remember when they get to the Soul Reaper world. They just appeared. Or mostly they do, but not the point. There are mostly other Shinigamis bring them to the Soul Reaper world. This is what Issei said, but that is not the point. I was there born. I became a Shinigami at such a young age, somewhere around 10 and 9. And of course, at the age of 10 and 9, I managed to master my Zanpakuto, the sword that you noticed me fighting against Valerie. Also, I do not want to use that Dragon Slayer sword, that big ass sword. It annoys me because I don't know how to fucking use it. I don't like big swords like that. Give me a fucking katana for God's sakes. Not the fucking point. This is where mostly Dietrich was shutting up, but still, I was born as a Shinigami. At the age of 11, I abandoned the Shinigami life because for some reasons. Do not ask me for those reasons. I do not want to explain anything to you. This is where, well, Issei said with such a murderous tone of voice. This is where, well, Dietrich nodded. This is where, well, he didn't really say anything. He just nodded. This is where, well, Issei felt the nodding. This is where Issei said, other than that, I came to the, well, human world and got helped by mostly a bucket hat dude. Of course, I like to call him KFC Bucket Hat because that's what he kind of looked like to me. But not the point. He helped me out. He told me that I can live as a human if I steal my Shinigami powers away. But of course, even if he tried to steal my Shinigami powers away, it never went away. Mostly the power that I have nullifies mostly everything. Nullifies everything that touches it. Darkness, that is truly what my Zanpakuto is. It's also what it's a part of me. Of course, it nullifies everything. That is not the point. It also, I should say, well, no, I shouldn't explain that neither. This is where, well, Dietrich pouts because he's actually getting just ignored from Issei and not explaining all of it. This is where Issei says, but that is not the point. KFC guy just told me that I should be adopted by a nice couple. I got adopted by the Hyodo, and that's why my last name is Issei Hyodo. Well, mostly Hyodo. My real last name is not Hyodo. I never had a last name, if that's what you're wondering. I never did have a last name. What I was usually called in the Soul Reaper world was either Issei or Captain, well not Captain, mostly Lieutenant or something else. Do not explain what the Lieutenant position was because I was basically second rank from a Captain. This is what, well, mostly DJ winding his eyes saying, so are you saying that these Captain ranks and Lieutenants are strong? Yes, Issei said. This is where, well, mostly Dietrich says, so who was your Captain? This is where Issei right now remembers the person, but doesn't say it. You don't need to know who it is. I wonder how he's doing. He's probably angry at the fact that I abandoned life with him. Not the point. This is where Issei just keeps walking and going home. This is where, well, mostly Dietrich says, you won't tell me anything, would you? Issei said, why would I need to tell you anything? If I tell you everything, what will you actually think of me? You will think of me as a bad friend for the fact that I lied to you. I lied to you in my whole existence. Actually, you weren't even supposed to be with me entirely. Since I was a Soul Reaper, how were you even being able to, well, how was I able to possess you, if that's what you're wondering? Because of the ski guy. I think the ski guy already had you, but don't really care with the whole god system bullcrap. But yeah. This is where, well, mostly Dietrich says, so what, am I some kind of tool to you? No. Issei said, you're not a tool. You're mostly, I should say, not really a part of me. You're a part of this human body, but not a part of my soul entirely. As I am used to be a Shinigami. This is where, well, mostly Dietrich nodded, saying, fine, I heard you. I heard you multiple times. That's where, well, Issei nodded, saying, but now that you understand about my past life, Dietrich says, yes, it seems like you're trying to run away from your past life. Issei scoffing in annoyment, saying, screw off, you damn dragon. This is where, well, mostly Dietrich says, wait, let me talk. Of course, well, mostly Dietrich says, fine. Other than that, I'm gonna leave it off here, but for part 1, other than that, bye, see you, yeah, I gotta go, bye.